Okay, guys, so I thought I'd drop another update video for those that might be interested in seeing what I'm up to and how come I haven't been able to really get any run videos in or do any crawling. Been working heavy duty on this. But so the last video, there's a lot of new stuff here. I finished up the walls. I left a spot there for the window. My part of my kitchen is done. I still have to get an oven, a refrigerator, and the washing machine. I made room for everything. So kind of let me show you what's up on this right side here. Finished up some of my outlets. Now, I am, because I know there were a few that were wondering how I'm doing my electrical. I am pretty much running a pretty detailed electrical box because I do want to separate a lot of items out, like the refrigerator, washing machine, and that fan up there in the bathroom. So all that stuff needs to be on separate circuit breakers. Also, I don't think I'm going to do that because I don't really have a lot of electrical other than, those big items. So I think for the hot plate, I'm not going to do a separate circuit. So basically, these four on this wall here will all be 110. I'm working on, even with my AC and everything I'm putting in, everything's going to go 110. I am not going to do any 220 items in here. I won't need to. I don't need a big AC. So there's a lot of air conditioning systems out there that are 110. And all it needs is, I will do a separate breaker for that one item, but I won't need any more juice than 110. So basically everything is 110 so far. And I can't think of anything that's going to need more power than that. And I am going to run a generator out of the back of the truck for additional power. And so if I do ever have something that has to have a 120, a 220, then I can always use the generator for temporary power. So that's the plan so far. So the kitchen, there's a lot of things that were really important for me to have in my trailer. So they're just gotta haves because I also want to be comfortable, especially being long term. I don't need to be fancy or I don't need anything high end, but I do want to be comfortable. So that's always my thinking is, will this work? Am I comfortable with this? And I don't need anything high end. So for example, I got my little sink in here. I got this on sale on Amazon. So it's all stainless steel. Now it's just in rough. It's not attached yet. I still have to do my plumbing. Some people will run their plumbing first, but I wanted to get my sink and my tub and decide what I wanted to do with the bathroom first. I can always run the plumbing to it. It doesn't have to be run first. And especially on my plumbing, I chose not to go in the wall. Having dealt with a lot of plumbing in houses and all the homes I've ever owned, I'm gonna do, and I think plumbing looks kind of attractive when it's out. So I'm not gonna do the flexible hoses, all those plastic hoses and everything. I'm actually gonna I'm gonna solder all my copper pipes in. So I'm going to do copper plumbing. So this way, it doesn't look, it looks a little bit more attractive than having a bunch of cables and hoses everywhere. So I'm going to do copper, but it's going to be on the outside because if I have any problems with plumbing, those of you that have done any plumbing know that it gets in your walls and it ruins everything. And sometimes you get a leak and you don't even know you have a leak. So my plumbing for the shower and for the sink, is going to be, that's the only two plumbing items I have. And I am doing an outside spigot on this thing, just in case I want to hook up a small hose and do some watering outside of anything or hosing things down. I'll have a spigot. So I'm going to run my spigot off of this wall, and then the copper pipes will come up here, and then go underneath and around, and then come in for the shower. And it's going to be exposed. Like I said, I'd rather have it exposed, and if I have a leak, I can see it rather than it being behind this walls. And then I got to take these walls. These are not like breaking into drywall, you know. These are big panels, so I've decided to just do that. So that's that on that. But I've already cut my space in for my refrigerator, being that I have a little bit of issues with my knees and legs. I want to keep my refrigerator high. So that's my fridge spot. That's my washer and dryer spot. And I'm getting one of those little ones that they use in the dorms, where it does a really good spin dry. It's not actually a dryer, it's a spin dryer, I guess you would call it. And sometimes, you know, you got to hang it up right away so that, you know, it doesn't get all, you know, nasty. It just dries out naturally. But it'll be fairly dry. They seem to work real good. They're real popular in dorms. A lot of the young people use them. So that's what will go there. It's I think it's the one I'm getting is a 12-pound load of laundry. So not very big, but it's just me. So that's all that's done so far. I did want to have definitely a little prep area, cooking area. I didn't want to be so crammed that I don't have any room to cut my food or prepare my food. So I did a really nice. Now this is convection. And so I bought a convection pan and utensils. So this one will do convection. Plugs right there for it. Easy. Plugs right there for the fridge. So it's all that is done there. And then also my fan. This will be also my light. It looks bulky. It's sticking out. But with me doing, I wanted a heavy duty fan. So it's a big fan. I wanted to make sure there's no smells in here. So, or as little as possible anyway. But I went with a nice big heavy duty fan. And these are the ones that go typically in your roofs and ceilings. So they require, you know, you have more room in there. I don't. So it's going to be exposed, but I am going to box it off. So I'll make a nice frame for it. And then underneath it will be a small medicine cabinet. And then, of course, the compost toilet, which is the route I chose to go. All FRP in there. Nothing fancy in there. Then on the left side I've been working on today is, let me back up here, guys. I got my window in. I don't remember if I had put my window in yet when I did the last video. But my window's in and caulked. So now I just have to paint the trim, but that's later. I brought a couple cars in, and that's because I've been doing a lot of measuring, because I want to make sure that I have certain things. Like, for example, up here on this little shelf, it kind of goes right over the top of this car. So up here will be all the 1/16s, and I only have 5. I have 3 WPLs and 2 of the FMS cars, the 118s. So those are going to go up there. Over here is going to be my 2 tanks. So I'm trying to measure everything. I did not want to use this rack. And it's upside down actually, guys. This rack is flat underneath. Let me show you. And that's the way it's supposed to sit. I was working on it and eliminating one of the broken shelves. And I look at it upside down and I'm thinking, wait a minute, this is going to work fantastic to hold the cars in place upside down. So it actually works better upside down. So I didn't want to use it because it was big and bulky, but I really want to take as many of my cars as I can with me. So the way they fit in there with the 313 the wheelbase, all the crawlers that are 313 wheelbase, and pretty much they all have similar tires. are all going to fit snugly right in there. So they don't go, it doesn't go back and forth, or, you know, this is a soft material. Hopefully, you know, the tires won't take a beating. But if they do, that's just the way it goes. Like I said, I was hoping to put the cars lined up that way, but I wouldn't have been able to get as many cars with me on the trip, on my adventure. So I did this, and I get 12. I get 3 across each one, 3 times 4, 12. This spot here is for my TRX 6, and I'm hoping that I can get my Morocco up here, up on another shelf. So we'll see how it works out, if it's high enough for 2 cars, because I should be able to get my TRX 6, and then the Morocco's a little flatter basher, which it's a 1/8 scale basher, but it's flat kind of. So no antenna, so I should be able to get the basher on the top, put a top shelf right here across. And like I said, I didn't want to go this bulky, but I'm taking my cars with me, so that's what it's all about for me, is making room for all my RC stuff. Then I've got the cabinet in, and this is a big cabinet, guys. I actually, my TRX 6 actually fits in here. It's 27 deep. Wait, let's see. Yeah, this is 24. Yeah, it's 27 deep. So I actually can get a car in there, but I'm actually planning to use this file cabinet. I bought it for $15 at a secondhand store, and it was in great shape. These things are like $200, man. But the reason I bought it is I'm thinking like all my batteries and electronics can go in here. It's a steel cabinet, so it's a little safer in case, you know, a battery was to catch on fire. It's housed inside of a steel cabinet. So I don't know how much protection that would give me, but I would think it would give me some protection. But yeah, I'm thinking like pots, pans, and one shelf, and all my batteries, and there was one other, and transmitters. You know, I can get a lot of transmitters in here, and then some clothing I can fold up in one, because there's, like I said, it's a lot of room in there. So I can fold up some shirts or clothing or whatever, you know, I don't know yet. But yeah, that's now one of the reasons I also did go with it is because it really didn't crunch the space in here too much. I still have over 3 feet of width between my cooking area and the cabinet. So it's really, I mean, it's pretty big in here. Let me see, where's my, I was looking for my tape measure to kind of get a final number on here. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, guys. I should be a little more prepared, I understand. Apologize for that. But anyway, long story short, it's wide. And it's wide enough and comfortable enough for me to go in and out easily into the bathroom and work in the kitchen. Up there will be, of course, a microwave toaster oven up on top. And yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. It's my work area. This will be, I really want to take my toolbox with me. I have a rolling toolbox, you know, those metal ones. So it's 15 by 27. So the goal is to take it with me. And also the goal is, one of the reasons I did it this way, because I changed the plans on it a little. One of the reasons I did it this way was everything is further up front, and it's not a lot of weight up there at all. I mean, you know, a shower pan, compost toilet, a refrigerator. That's all light stuff. You know, it's a very little refrigerator, a 4.6, I believe, cubic inch. And so, but my bed is going to go here, and that'll fold up so that it'll fold up against the wall. And then the toolbox there, it's only 15 inches deep. So what that'll allow is for me to do a little work table, 3-foot work table. And I may not even do the work table, because one of the things that I want to be able to do in the long term is to get an ATV in here, a 4x4 ATV, so that I can load up a couple of cars on the back of the ATV and, go do some crawling away from the campsite. Go find a nice spot. So I'll be able to go in my ATV with that. So that's what's left today. I'm working on the bed for here and trying to design a way that it doesn't stick out too far. And I'm probably going to come out about 8 inches. Most mattresses are between 8 and 10 for a nice thick mattress. So I might come out like 10 inches and then have some hinges and then fold it up against the wall. So if I have 10 inches here and then I fold up my work desk here, my workbench up, then that should allow me room for the ATV. Nice. It's, you figure 10 inches for the bed. So I'm at 6 feet. So even if I come in at around, I think some of those ATVs are right around the 44 inch, depending on how big you go and big tires. But I can find a nice size adult ATV about 45 inches wide. So that should be plenty of room to get one in here. That give me 4 feet for the center is what I'm shooting for in the middle. I'm shooting for 4 feet by 6 feet on the end. So that's the goal. And then I should be able to have everything with me. I'll probably do some additional shelves up here. I'm hoping to be able to get 2 more shelves up here. If I eliminate the window, I can really get a lot more cars in here. But I really want to get some windows in here. And this window is going to be much smaller than that bigger one. The bigger one I chose over the bed because I'm on, it's the bed anyway. So it would be nice to have a big window. But I want to get a small one in here, like about a 12 by 12, 12 by 14 right in there. So that's that part there. And so, yeah, it's working out really good. I still have a long way to go this week. I'm going to finish the bed, and then I'm going to also work on finishing the lighting. And I should have finished this already, but I'm just being real picky and careful on what type of lighting I buy here. I really want a nice low power LED, slim, nothing real, big and bulky that sticks out. I want them to be recessed. So I'm trying to find a set that I'll like to be able to put up there. So there'll be a little light up here, and then all the lights go in a row on the right side. I was going to put them down the middle, but I really would prefer to have my lighting. A lot of guys will put their lights right down the middle on their trailers. And then when you stand here, you're blocking the light, And to me, I didn't find that too practical. I'd rather have my lights directly over my workspaces. So all my lights are going to be strung right here, directly over everything I'm working on. And then one light over the bed over here. So I'm trying to plan it all out as careful as possible. So if it's not in the middle, I don't have a problem with that because there are bright LEDs. I just didn't want to cast a shadow over the work area by me standing here and the light being in the middle. I'm blocking the light. So I didn't want that. So my lights will all be along the right side there. They are out about, I would say about 14 inches. So, it's not in the middle, but I don't care. I'd rather have it directly over my work areas. So sorry for the rambling. Hopefully you guys are still with me, and I'll keep plugging away. Lots to do, flooring and more insulation and more paneling, and it's just a lot of work. But I'm saving quite a bit of money by doing this myself. So the cost is probably around 60%, 70% savings. So that's why I did it, and I'll rough it, and we'll continue on and go for the vision and the dream. Always press on for your vision and dreams. Don't give up on them, guys. Otherwise, what else is there? You know, you have your family, and then you have your visions and dreams, and that's the way it is, right? Anyway, take care, guys. This is XD40 Lou out.